That really helps us for our energy system as well, because it gives us that mental clearance, and mental clearance brings in joy and happiness. If anybody knows Gabrielle Bernstein, who wrote The Spirit Junkie, in her book she says, when we put a pen to paper, awesome miracles can occur. Bust out your journal and document your dreams. Because guess what? The universe is reading. So when we write, a lot of people think, oh, it's just writing things. No, it's not, because we are releasing our emotions. Now, there are various types of journals people write. It's slightly different to writing a diary, because people confuse journaling with a diary. A diary is whereby we write all our thoughts, our feelings, how our day was, what happened, our little secrets. But mindful journaling is actually working on a certain prompt. And as we'll do the exercise, you'll get to understand it a bit more. Other types of journals are things like gratitude journals. If anybody writes a gratitude journal, we are always writing about your day, how grateful you were. And by writing those things, we not only lift our vibration and our frequency, but also we open our heart space. Then there are other journals, which are the productivity journals, which if many entrepreneurs or business people would use, or in work careers you would use, which is all about helping you to reach your goals, motivate you, and basically just fulfill your dreams and desires, or whatever you have goal, whatever goals you want to achieve. So, when we're doing mindful journaling, as I said, we jot down thoughts and feelings from our heart. We look back and we read it of what has caused those positive and negative feelings. And then, thirdly, when you have written these thoughts and feeling, if there are negative feelings, how did you sort of work with them? And how did you sort of analyze them so that you can turn them to be more positive? So, what we're going to do now is this little exercise. So, I'm going to create a bit of space for us. So, if you all just want to take a deep breath, we're going to do a small meditation. So, if you just want to sit straight and just take a deep breath in and release, and take another deep breath in and release, and take one more deep breath in and release slowly. Slowly close your eyes if you haven't done so, and just scan your body, just from the top of your head to your toes. Just see how you're feeling. And now just breathe softly your natural breathing rhythm. And just notice if there's any sort of aches, pains, anything coming into your mind, let it come and let it just float away. So don't force anything. Just concentrate on that breath of yours. And as you are breathing in and out, be conscious of releasing any tension, any stress of the day you've had. And just take one deep breath now and slowly release. And now you can slowly open your eyes. And the first prompt I have for you today to write is the best stage of your childhood and why. So don't think about it. Whatever comes to mind, just put on that paper. So I'll give you a minute. As I said, there's no judgment here. There's no right, there's no wrong. Just whatever is in your mind, just write it. So the best stage of your childhood and why. Okay. So now the next thing I want you to do is just read back what you have written. And once you've done that, we go to the next prompt is what was your favorite childhood memory? And you just need to write like bullet points. They don't need to be a long thing, just simple, whatever comes to your mind straight away, just jot it on that paper. So your favorite childhood memories. Some of you may find these very easy. Some of you may find it you're a bit stuck, you're not sure. It doesn't matter. Just write whatever comes to your mind. If nothing comes, that's absolutely fine as well. Right, the next point I want you to write on is think about you as a child. What were you good at? Okay. Now, once you have written that, read that back and just reflect on what were the things you were really good as a child. And the things which you have written there, is any of these things, do you still do those things? Okay. Next prompt, just in bullet forms, a little quick point. I need you to write what are some of, why are you so proud of this little girl? You've written what she was good at, what was your favorite childhood memory. So just in, write why you're so proud of her. No, no. Come on, you come inside. Okay? Go. No, go inside. Go in the kitchen. Go. And reflect on what you've written and see, is there any what you've written?
Harjot, can you repeat again? Couldn't hear you.
So whatever you have written, will you reflect back, read back to yourself, and is there anything you are surprised by of what you've written there, of being proud of that little girl? Because that little girl is our inner self.
Right.
And once you have written that down, the next thing I want you to do is, in your own, okay, just again in bullet points, what have you learned from this little girl? Are there things which you still do, you still don't? What have you learned from this little girl?
Hello, Harjot.
Yes.
Hemanti, can you unmute everybody so that there is no disturbance, please?
I unfortunately, I don't think I can. I think Rashmi.
No, you are a co-host. You can, I think.
Hold on, I'll try doing it.
Yeah, if you unmute everybody, so that will be great. So whoever wants to speak, they can unmute.
Hello, everyone. What's happening? Everybody can unmute themselves, right?
Can everybody hear?
Yeah, we can.
Fine. So now you've reflected back of what you have learned from this little girl. This is a reminder now of where you are in your lifetime now. Okay? So this little prompt is connecting with our inner self. So journaling has been done in a structured form. So we have gone to find our younger self, because with life, there are a lot of things which our subconscious mind holds on to, which we consciously don't sort of do in our present lifetime. And what I mean by that is because we are constantly taught, you should be like this, you should do this, you should behave like this. But when we do a mindful journaling exercise like this, it's like we've gone to meet our younger self, our inner self. It's actually bringing out about some of the things you may have forgotten. So things like, if you were at your younger age, you were a playful person, you were a happy person, but now you sort of are restricted, you don't laugh a lot, you're quite structured. It's like we've forgotten that inner child of ourselves. So it's bringing that onto the surface and just reminding ourselves of being that joyful, playful, creative child, which we were once. But now we've been molded with society and our families, and we wear different hats all the time. So now what we are going to do is, because this is a lot of inner work as well, we have touched on in a very small fashion, we're just going to do a small healing meditation just to bring back some focus into our present based on this little girl. And then what we will do, we'll have a little discussion if anybody's open to share what they've written, if you want to do so. And then I'll explain a little further on that. So now, if you just want to once again close your eyes and take a deep breath, and just softly focus on your breath, and just check in with yourself again. Scan your body as you breathe. And as you're scanning your body, as you're breathing in and out, do you feel any difference from before you started this session to now? And gently bring your hands to your heart space. And as you breathe in and out, just visualize a beautiful green emerald light coming into your heart space, into your heart center, filling you with love, joy, happiness. And as this light fills your heart space and the rest of your body, every cell, every muscle, in your mind's eye, just say to yourself, may I be happy, may I be healthy, and may I be safe. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe. And one last time, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe. And just thank yourself. And in your own time, open your eyes. So how was it, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen on? Any feedback, any questions?
That was absolutely amazing, Harjot. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was
Beautiful.
good, very peaceful, and yeah, very calming.
Anything surfaced with anybody in regards to when they met their younger self, things they did when they were younger, or when you were writing about yourself, the playful moments, or what you were good at? Are you still doing those things in your present life?
I found that the good things or things that brought you happiness somehow condition who you become. So if your parents are praising you for your achievements, then it becomes part of you that is what you need to do. So I think it's a very interesting exercise to see how we have developed from that little child to where we are, and we still have the same kind of that characteristic, what we look for, and what we do because of what we received.
Because see, praise is a very big thing as well. How many times I've seen people praise others, and then they say, oh, no. Somebody will say, oh, you look really beautiful today. And you'll be like, oh, no, I've just put some lipstick on. That's why I look beautiful. But it's like, we don't take, actually, yes, I am looking beautiful because I'm really happy today. So simple things. It is like, this exercise is all about working with our inner child, our inner self. Anybody else? Any questions or any thoughts?
I also feel like this kind of exercise, it sharpens your focus, isn't it?
Yes. It certainly
It
does.
helps you focus more.
It does. It empowers you, because journaling really expresses us to express ourselves freely and very authentically, enabling us to, write whatever comes to your mind. You don't have to think about it. So when you're saying focus, you're just literally putting that pen on that paper and you're writing whatever comes off your subconscious mind. And that's what we want, because when we release from our subconscious mind, a conscious mind will actually bring it to surface. So we'll attract things consciously then.
That's where I thought it's very useful, because it connects you to your inner self. And enables us to actually explore and get to know our inner self and our spiritual side of things, you know, the part that's our spirit. And this is what my journey has been of late. I keep coming across this kind of connection, which has really enabled me to get a higher quality of life and happiness and joy, which I think I had lost. And I'd become too serious with life because, you know, how it becomes quite a, you know, when you're responsible, you forget, don't you, how, you know, it can, you forget your childish things and fun things. And well, it depends, I suppose, the partner that you're living with as well has a bearing on that. But, you know, it should be a fun journey. And I think I've become more happier and more joyful and playful. Although I'm living on my own, I think there are moments when I think, you know, it's so, I miss things, but then I'm glad because I like my space. I like to find out about this inner person and connect to them, feed them, look after them, and really now give my focus to that inner self. I used to say, no, I'll go and look after that person, but forget myself, you know, which is so the opposite way, you know, to find your inner joy and peace. Because you've got to, you're not looking after yourself, you're looking after that part of you which is connected to the universe. Absolutely. And outside. So all this nuclear and atomic energy that's vibrating around us, then you connect to that. And then it becomes a healing process. And whatever your mission is, I've been accomplishing it, you know, like I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to this, that. It's all coming, materializing. So that is. It does, because see, when your subconscious mind is free of blockages, when we say blockages, it's like all these emotions of all this energy which is stuck there. Once that is released, right, then naturally, consciously, we are attracting everything from the universe, what is for our highest good as well. And we grow, we nurture that growth. And by nurturing that growth, we're more creative. We think outside the box. Like a yeah, I always think outside the box. I've been, I always love to think outside the box. I don't like to think as the normal way, because I always think there's a creative way of achieving that issue and solving the problem faster, you know. So yeah, I'm also very much in tune with you know, the lockdown thing. I've been sort of in that isolated position so long that to me the lockdown was just, I just slipped into it. It didn't make any difference to my life, you know, except that it might have added a bit more stress because there was no one on the road. But it was nice because now everyone could feel what I had been feeling all these years, you know. So that was in one sense a wonderful, amazing sense of, I thought, wow, the whole world is experiencing what I was feeling isolated for so many years. And that in itself was very empowering, you know, and relieving that now everyone can understand what it feels like. And we can all interconnect. Has their own journey. And of course, everybody has their own circumstances as well. But as you said, the lockdown actually brought a lot of things out and together. And as I said, mindfulness itself, it really brought everybody to think about the present moment. Let's live for now, today. Let's enjoy what we're doing now. We're eating, we're drinking, we're family, friends, whatever we have. Let's having fun and games and laughter, because we were all in a confined space. We had to create some sort of fun element, didn't we? Absolutely. Engage with people. But like me, I was on my own. I couldn't do that unless Zoom. And I was so grateful to this opportunity of learning to use Zoom. I started, experiencing that. That was phenomenal. Because I could connect to someone in Mexico and come back, just like that, without having to travel. And that was
Absolutely. Zoom was phenomenal for all of us, isn't it?
it was amazing.
It
Wonderful
was
experience.
amazing, yeah. Absolutely. Harjo, the best part of this journaling, I felt like this can be performed anywhere and at any age. How good is that?
Absolutely. You can do this with children as well, because when it comes to anxiety and things like that, it's a very simple little exercise. Of course, with mindful journaling prompts, you get loads of different prompts. Like I sort of do various different prompts depending on what the client, at what stage they are as well, because it helps to open up. And as I said, because you're writing from your subconscious mind, and that's why when you guys were writing, I said, do you know what? Don't think about anything. Whatever comes to your mind, just jot it down, because that's the best way, because that is a emotion which is within our subconscious mind, which has either been suppressed or we brushed it away. And that helps to bring it up on the surface and then release it.
You mean let it go and come out and cleanse
Absolutely.
your inner self. It cleanses out all the
You release that energy block. You acknowledge it, you release it.
And it's turning all your attention inward, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's so easy to implement as well.
Very simple ways. Did anybody
I've started doing a journal now since lockdown. I've started writing things down in my diary, where I make my appointments. So at the bottom, there's a little bit. So I've been doing that.
Amazing. Did anybody have anything sort of come up as a negative prompt? I don't like to use the word negative, but something which they thought, you know what, I've forgotten what my best stage of my childhood was, or things which as a child I did and I was really good at, but I don't do them now anymore. Perfect. Looks like we were all on the positive note. Fantastic.
Hello.
One thing I
hello.
don't
It's not.
I used to do
Hello.
when I was a kid is mimicry. And I think I should start now.
But it's fun. See, that was your joyful part of things, isn't it?
True.
So it's like, because you're conditioned, because again, it comes to that thing, you shouldn't be doing this. It's not good to do this, yeah? But for you to do that, you create some sort of joy, so long as it's not going to sort of hurt the other person, but just a bit of a laugh, right? It's okay. And how many comedians do that in any way? To make us laugh.
True.
So it's very therapeutic in its own way.
True.
What about if, I'm not talking about myself, I'm just talking about if somebody has a difficult past,
yeah,
how they can modify and change. They don't want to bring it, because people have difficult past.
Yeah. With a difficult past, inner child work can trigger things if you haven't had, say, for example, good childhood, etc. But with journaling therapy, it's like it works slightly different for that person, because what we would do is we would actually make them have a review of it. And me, as a rapid transformation therapist, which is part of my hypnosis, and as a healer, I would use other techniques there to help that person overcome that, so that they're not going to be reliving that. They're just going to review it on a screen and they're going to release it, because you don't want to be carrying that energy. Yes, there are some people I have worked with as well. And the best way to, as I said, to do it is it's always good to review it and release it. It takes time, but you do sort of, you are able to get rid of that energy, because otherwise you will carry it.
You see,
And also,
could I
sorry, go
ask
on.
a question? Oh, go on. You go. Did you want to go?
Now, I was just going to say also, if you're asking them to think of a good memory, the brain probably will search for the good memory, which means they are reconnecting with something that would happen to them, bypassing the bad memory, which means they can connect that something good really happened and I can bring that back into the present. So yes, it pushes you looking for the memory they would have had something good in a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if they keep on connected with the bad memories only, although they are trying their best.
Yeah, so if somebody asks a question about your good memory, then you're sort of looking for the good memory. You might come across so many bad memories, but then because the question was good memory, you're literally going to search for that.
Yeah, see, our brain works in a certain fashion. It's like a library. When you type in something, because of the flight fright situation, the hormones in our brains and how the chemicals work, it's going to go to that bank, isn't it? But when we say something, we may trigger the negative aspect of it, but we bring in the positive to actually help shift it. And it's right, the lady in the red.
Lady in red.
Because I just want to mention that I'm trying to, because I didn't get a lot of love and affection from, in that era and generation. They didn't believe in kissing, cuddling and showing affection and encouragement and, pushing someone to, empower them. So I want to know what it would have felt like to have received that. So I want to do it now to myself and do you know what I'm trying to get at? I'm trying to relive that or try to capture what I didn't have at the time and see how I can replenish the loss of that and how can I regain and, bring a sort of smoothing out and balance in where I am now. Although I'm happy, but I want to be more happier. Having realized that.
With that, naturally now, because things, as I said, things which are gone. So like I personally, I'll tell you my example. I grew up in an extended family. We were so many. And you're right, you don't get back in that era, you don't get that love, you cuddles, etc. But now moving forward, right, as you yourself have said, latter, is it?
Yeah.
We actually learn to connect with our own self and see how can we make that more of a happier experience within ourselves. And by doing that, we also share that love with others. I'm sure our family, friends, we actually huggle them, we cuddle them kind of thing, because we feel we need to share that. And we equally get that
it
gap
feels good.
Filled. Yeah. And we fill that little space which possibly we didn't have, but with time, we actually become more happier and joyful with it, and we learn to live with it. Because the past can't be returned, but we can only move forward and nurture that experience of growth.
What happens when it's the other way around? When you have a lovely childhood and not very good now, what happens in that situation?
In that sort of situation, again, it's like we reconnect and we can change that, right? You can change, because it's all about our inner self, our inner being. Because if I was like that, right, once, and I had all these joyful moments, that's still in with me, in my subconscious. How can I, because see, let's put it this way, people are not going to change for you, right? You have to change. You have to create your own inner change to get what's in the outside for you to feel that happiness. And that's where journaling comes in. Like, as I mentioned to you, there's a gratitude journal, productivity journal, and of course there is journals where you write your thoughts of the day, right? And once you've done that, you sort of think and reflect, okay, can you give me an example and I'll work on it, even if it's not a personal one, just an example.
Right. You have a lovely childhood. You are treated like a princess. Okay.
Mhm.
And then you go to other house. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Culturally, everything different. And then how you react, because you can't behave like a princess because you are not there. How you are going to transform yourself to be the same person, because you're totally spoiled in your childhood. So how can you really relax and enjoy the present life?
See, in respect to that, I would say is you, as I said, if you are happy inside yourself, so it will all begin with you yourself. You have
that
to.
Was then.
Yeah, that
You're
was
talking
then.
about now.
But now, but see, you're the same person.
Uh-huh.
You're grown, right? You're still that little princess in your heart. You know, you're that little princess. You've got all this, right? Everything is there. So what is it stopping you from sharing that so that your environment feels the same? Of course, it's a big transition as well. And it is also something we learn to adjust, right? But by learning to adjust, we don't forego that inner self. And a lot of meditation work and a lot of inner work can help you shift to become that little princess. I always had this dream. I am a little princess of my house, right? But I'm always like in my head, nobody can say I'm not, because it is in me. I am this. So it's all about giving your self-empowerment as well. Does that help you, Manjulika?
I think it's not for me. I'm just talking about general, that people who are suffering like that, how can you help them? This is the point I'm trying to say. It's not.
You can, as I said, they can be helped. It's all about, because when we shift our own energy, right, we start realizing our inner self, are bringing that inner joy within ourselves. The universe brings us that shift as well, no matter how difficult the situation would be. But because what has happened is, in a situation like that, you learn, you adjust, you forget about things, right? That emotion is suppressed inside you and you carry on life as a rat race and you carry on. But it's like now you reconnect with that part of you, that happy little joyful princess, for example. You reconnect with that being, and that being automatically, when they feel one within themselves, their energy, it will automatically be like little sparkles to the universe and people around them. And you will notice with time, those people will change as well. As I said, you can't change anybody. You can only change yourself, bring that inner peace, and automatically then the universe brings that to you as well.
And I guess just to probably respond to Lata's and Manjulika's comment, that when we are little, sometimes we get the attention, sometimes we don't. If we do get the attention, then that's given to us. But when, as an adult, we can give that attention to ourselves, we can do things that we really want to do because we are now very much in control. And if we didn't get the love and care in the past, that means we probably got so much to give out. So we can give the love to others who need the most. And also we can give the same love or double the amount of love to ourselves because we deserve it. So we can just do whatever we want to make us happy. What makes us happy, we do that. And hopefully that will fill your cup and then you would give it to others.
Thank you.
I think I understand what Manjusha was trying to say. It's not that easy, right? When you are surrounded by people who are not your parents, your parents treat you in a different way. They probably understand you better. They put you first. Not always, but let's just assume. And then you're in a completely new situation, and it's people don't always appreciate it doesn't matter how much you try, how, even if you carry that good self and you still keep doing good and giving love, it's not necessary that you get it back. And then that really does affect you. You probably still will not do any harm to them, but it does pull you back.
Yeah.
See, when you say that, you've already there's something called a condition. If I'm fine, you've come from that background, etc., you are there, but now we've put a condition that I'm not getting it back. So which means already your inner self, your inner being is already feeling a little empty somewhere. So as Monica said as well, it's like we've got to fill that cup, isn't it? If we feel that our own self-love, and self-love comes very important here, because when I feel content and have that self-love for myself, then I really don't care, right? Because I'm going to give it equally out, and I'm not expecting anybody to love me because I really love myself.
But in a family situation, I don't think you could quite say that. You would expect love from your partner, your in-laws. It doesn't matter. Okay, you probably love yourself. You go out, pamper yourself, do your shopping or whatever. But yeah, I think as humans, we are very dependent on relationships, and we are dependent on what we get from people around us, especially the very close ones, partner, husband. So I think, yes, it is important that you still remember and you do that self-care, like Lata was saying. She does that anyways. It is important, but I think we are humans and we do expect that love.
We do expect that love, and of course, and self-care is not only about splashing on things. It's, as I said, inner work, because if my heart, soul, I am content in my own energy, right? Then like love from a partner, children, etc., automatically, because I'm vibrating on that energy frequency, right? It takes time, of course, and it takes a lot of work as well. But ultimately and eventually, I will get the reap of that love I'm looking for. Do you see? Because something deep down in our subconscious, something is stopping us from expressing it in a way, or having that I need that type of affection or love, right? So it's something, again, going back to, as I said, it's our own self-love, inner love. Because if I really love my inner child, my inner self, right, I will automatically then not feel the need, and the surrounding around me will actually provide it in some shape or form.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, because the universe is the one that makes it happen. You don't. You're just looking after your spirit inside, and looking for it materially is not the thing. If you're looking for it materially, it's not going to realize. But if you're looking for it in a spiritual sense, and that does materialize. Yeah, I agree that when you change your thoughts and minds and vibrations, then the universe sort of provides those kind of situations to change in your life, which you could have never touched or influenced. It just happens because the universe is working on it. But you just tell the universe, this is what I would like, and then they do it. So it's sort of, in a way, teamwork with them.
There are things we have to also, when we go through certain things, it actually also grows us, makes us understand better. And we always think of why somebody is behaving like that towards me, but sometimes we live in that bubble of expectation, and then we forget to see the two sides. Yeah, yes, there are some toxic relationships out there, yes, but everything has its way of connecting to us in some shape or form, which we can actually fix it. But when it comes to fixing things, we want what I want kind of thing. And we sort of sometimes miss the gap. So it's actually, especially in today's times, we have got so many techniques available for us to actually come to some sort of balance.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Yeah. So I think it's it's your responsibility to be happy, isn't it? We can't rely on other people, to be honest, at the end of the day. Is that what you're trying to say, Harjot?
Absolutely. Because it all starts from you, the I. If I am a good person, if I am the one who is actually feeling at that higher vibration, I am doing this. I know the word I is a big word, but if I am that happy, or I don't care about things, or I do things with what I feel is correct, right? Naturally, I'm going to have a more happier inner self because I'm making myself happy first. And as we say, self-care is not selfish. A lot of people think, yeah, as you said, it's not only about splashing out, that's materialistic, but just doing simple little things. How many times when it comes to self-love, how many times as women, wives, we having a cup of tea and we feel guilty. Oh, I should be going and doing the washing now, right? I should be doing this. I can't enjoy this cup of tea. I've got to be on the run. So simple little things like that is like, no, it's okay. It's that my 5 minutes of me time of enjoying my cup of tea or coffee. Everything else can wait.
You've very well earned it. And it's not you, it's your spirit. Once you think, that's what I thought of today. That thought came to me. I was enjoying this cup of tea. Funny you bring that up. But I was really, really, really enjoying it to such an extent. It wasn't that anything exceptional in that tea. It's just, I haven't had tea for a couple of days, and I thought, I really appreciate this tea. And but there's a spirit that really wanted it, the spirit inside that belongs to God. And I thought, oh, that's so nice that I can give that thought, that I'm actually feeding me, the spirit that wants to enjoy this human existence in me, through me, and enjoy the material things like a cup of tea. And then that is part of the spiritual realm. And do you know what I'm saying? It's so beautiful to have just sat there, and I thought, to hell with everything. I'm going to enjoy this cup of tea.
True,
And I
true,
really
absolutely.
appreciated it. And
And you
True.
probably felt
sometimes you should stroke yourself, put your arms around yourself, kiss yourself, and say, I really love you. But you're actually saying it to the spirit of God, which is in you. And God feels really nice because he's experiencing human form. And he's come in our body as a human being to enjoy that spiritual, the human form. So we should look after ourselves, because we're not really looking after ourselves only, our body, we're looking after this spirit form inside.
Absolutely.
Very
We're
well said.
body, mind,
And
spirit.
it's so fulfilling and inspiring, and it's so, liberating when you get to understand these wonderful truths.
Right. Harjot, I think we have to end the session. We are all loving it so much, but we have to. So, any last piece of advice for all the ladies on how to, do all the, how to take care of ourselves and
One,
be
I would,
happy, and how to be content and
in
all that?
regard to being happy, as I say, self-love, ladies, self-love is not selfish. Enjoy what you do, what you like doing. Don't put yourself second. And also, if you're somebody who doesn't journal, I would advise you start journaling. Start with a gratitude journal, because a gratitude journal is all about giving grace to what you have. And if you every day write 10 things a day of what you're grateful for. It doesn't matter what time of the day, whatever. You can even say it to the universe, but do it, because you will notice. And try practicing this for the next 7 days. Just give 10 things of gratitude every day, and you will notice a shift in your energy and a shift in your heart space. And you will actually start really appreciating everything you have and the people around you as well. And also, you will notice your energy will also be looking at a more positive level. So that would be my top tip for today is, if you don't journal, start journaling and start a gratitude journal.
Wow, absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just going to add one small thing at the end, that if anybody struggles with sleeping, do the gratitude journal at night time after you've done everything, just before you go to sleep, when you are just filling your conscious mind and unconscious mind with gratitude, and then you go to sleep with that peace and contentment. And that usually helps you go to sleep quicker. So you're not thinking of the to-do list, I need to do this tomorrow, but last thing, do the gratitude journal. That usually works.
That's a brilliant piece of advice. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. And big round of applause for Harjot. Thank you so much for joining and chatting with us. And that's a great piece of advice. Brilliant. And thanks to you, Rashmi, for organizing the whole thing. Sorry?
I said, Harjot, you have to come back and do the oracle reading once.
I will do that.
Absolutely.
As I said, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I am on social media, Facebook and on Instagram as well. I do have a website, which is www.ZenHtreasures.co.uk, or you can contact me on 078 18865214. And I do run similar sessions once a month, and I also do one-to-ones. So if any one of you are interested, my next session is going to be on the 30th of October. And of course, it will be on my social media. So, and I just wanted to say thank you, Rashmi ji, and thank you, Hemanti, for being the hosts for today. And thank you for all of you for joining me on this lovely panel today. And I wish you all a good week.
Can you repeat your number before you go?
It's 078.
I would say you could please write it here.
I'll write it. Okay. I'm not a very tacky person, but I will write it here for you.
The session's probably getting recorded anyway, so hopefully it will be in the recording.
You can also put your number on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
So Rashmi, you are doing a brilliant job bringing us all together.
I'm actually very much amazed at the session which Harjot did. I never thought that it would be so emotionally touching, with tackling such topics and such dimension to what you did today. Actually, we all need that. And I never thought, what is journaling? I was trying to figure out mindful journaling. I thought, no, it's not journalist, but journaling. So I'm like, I learned quite a bit. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. And Hemanti, you were a wonderful host. Thank you for hosting it.
It's a pleasure.
And,
it's a pleasure.
yes,
Anytime.
definitely we're going to have her again sometime. I am in mobile. I got into laptop, but I became a host on mobile, but on laptop I'm nothing. I'm just a guest. I don't know what's happening. I couldn't go on live Facebook from mobile, and it gave me only one option: end the show. And I didn't want to end, because if I leave it ends, then what will happen? So I just stuck here quietly on mobile as well as my laptop as well. So anyway, I'm very sorry for all this issues, but I'm going to upload it tonight, the entire show today, and it'll be very, very helpful to all the ladies out there. And hopefully we will have more and more such session. Now coming to Monday, we have Pareen Somani, who's going to teach us how to enhance our life skills. And the host for that day is Hema Karyappa. So don't forget, be there on Monday, everyone. Take care. Let's
Thank
end
you.
the show.
Thank
We've already
you.
crossed the
Thanks. Love to
time.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rashmi.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Hemanti.
Thank you.
Harjot.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
nice
you,
weekend, you
Harjot. Thank
all.
you so much.
Bye.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lata
Thank you.
and Surinder and
Thank you.
everybody. I'm just going to end now. Bye.
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 Bye, Rashmi.
Bye. Bye, Manjulika.
Thank you.
I loved your questions.
Because I wanted to put both sides.
Yeah. Perfect questions. Wonderful.